Hey everybody, it's Brian with News Guide Camping. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, please like and subscribe. If you have been, I appreciate it. Please tell your friends about it, pass it along. I want to show you what I have here today. I have the Nature Hike NKTR Ultralight R4.6 sleeping pad. This is supposed to be really comfortable. I have the wider one, the larger one. It's 196 by 64 centimeters, and I'll put up the conversion on the screen. So let's go set this up and see how it looks. It comes in a stuffed sack and an inflation bag, I guess you'd call it. Comes with a patch pad right here. Comes with a patch pad and a compression band put over here. Here we go. All right. Also have a Nature Hike Ultralight air pump with the light. I have to say this looks pretty good. Inflating pretty well. I think it's pretty much done. Let's take a look at it and see here. Oh yeah, definitely done. How's everything going today, guys? Yesterday I wanted to come out here on a Friday after work and have a nice time out. It was rainy all day. When I got here to my spot here last week, I had just a little bit of drizzle. It had rained all day, it tapered off, and I thought, oh great, I'll just set up and be no problem. So as soon as I got my ground sheet out for my Nature Hike Cloud Up 3 tent, which I had brought yesterday, the heavens opened up. It was a torrential downpour. I must have had a half a gallon of water in the top of the tent. I tried to valiantly make it. It just wasn't happening, so I had to scrap it. I came on home, and I'm back today. I got here a little bit later than I wanted to, but it was, you know, it is what it is. It was rainy. It was miserable yesterday. Today, it's drying out. The sun's come out a couple times, so I think we're going to have a good day camping here. Had kind of another bad week at work. Seems like I always have another bad week at work. And I'm not saying, oh, pity me, poor pity me. It's part of the job, and I get that. It's just that, you know, some of the stories you get are kind of, they're rough. I'll let you know about what happened to me a little bit later. I can't wait to test out this NKTR R4.6 Ultralight sleeping pad. I think I'm going to have a really comfortable night with it. I'm hoping that it's not going to get too cold tonight. It's supposed to be maybe 45-ish. But we'll check it and see, and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, after getting my sleeping pad set up, I think the next thing we need to do is set up a nice campfire. Let's go do that. Try heating these through a little bit. Turn the heat down, and of course it's starting to drizzle again. God darn it to heck. Rain delays over again. Seems like it can't go anywhere without it raining. Anyways, I'd like to tell you my story about my week here. So anyways, guys, I thought I'd tell you about my week. There was covered another fatal accident. It was actually a fire. 67-year-old woman, I believe, was killed in a fire. It was a hoarding situation. Kind of tragic. They couldn't get to her in time because she apparently had started to make something on her stove, and presumably she was buried underneath her garbage in her hoardings, I guess you could call it. Kind of sad. Firefighters said it was pretty much up to their chests. Wasn't much they could do. House was pretty much stoked for a fire, and it wasn't pleasant. Yeah, sometimes this job isn't fun, but I'll share another episode of what happened to me. Sorry guys, the tailgate on my car just decided to go down on its own. So that was odd. I'll come back in a little bit and tell you another story about what happened to me in my career as a news videographer. This one's kind of interesting with a celebrity involved. So, went and got my pillow for my tent for the evening. It's currently 2:45 on a Saturday afternoon, and looking forward to getting a good night's rest here. It's going to be breezy, going to be cool, should be okay though. So anyways, I thought I'd share a story about something that happened to me when I was working in Cleveland. This happened back in 1997. It was the weekend of the NBA All-Star game. It was a Saturday morning. We were doing live shots from the Cleveland Public Music Hall. And it was, they put a basketball court in the main area there where the public could be. And they had, we were doing live shots there talking about the upcoming festivities and the celebrities and everything in the All-Star game. And we had finished our live shot, and I was with our reporter, and she was also our weather person or meteorologist. And we were in between live shots. They were like every 20 minutes or so. And this gentleman at the far end of the court comes out, and he's got long, stringy black hair. Not too tall, I'd say like 5'7", 5'8", maybe. And he has looks like a boy with him, a young boy. And I'm thinking, God, he looks familiar. And then he turned around and he waved. And, you know, we're the opposite ends of the basketball court. And I waved back at him, and I realized who it was. It was Alice Cooper. So I went over to my reporter. I said, hey, did you see who just walked on the court? And she said, no. And I said, well, that's Alice Cooper. She goes, get out of here. It's not Alice Cooper. And I said, yeah, it's Alice Cooper. Yeah, that's him. She goes, oh, go see if he'll talk to us live on the air. I'm like, why should I do that? Why don't you do that? She goes, oh no, I couldn't do that. I'm too intimidated. I can't do that. I'm like, okay, I'll go over and talk to him. So, you know, he's just doing some shots, basketball shots, jumpers and layups and stuff like that. I guess he was participating in the All-Star celebrity game. I go over and I introduce myself. Hey, my name's Brian. I'm with blah, blah, blah station here in Cleveland, and we're doing live shots here every like 20 minutes or so. Was wondering, would you be willing to come on our air and tell us about why you're in Cleveland? Or, you know, you're here for the All-Star game, the Celebrity All-Star game, of course, but can you tell us about it and answer a couple questions? My God, he was the most accommodating man. Fantastic. He said, of course, I'd love to. He says, just give me about 3-minute heads up and I'll come on over. I walked over, I gave my reporter a thumbs up saying, hey, you know, he says he's going to do it. All we need is a 3-minute heads up and he'll come on over. And sure enough, he did. He was gracious. He was funny. Kind. He was affable. I mean, he was just fantastic. And after we were done, we thanked him and everything. He says, hey, you play basketball, big guy? I said, no. I said, football is my sport. He says, well, you want to guard me while I take some shots? Who am I to say no to Alice Cooper, right? So for about 5 minutes, I was defending Alice Cooper, playing one-on-one with him. I was posting, you know, I was pushing him out, and I was trying to block shots, screening him, and that little guy, he made me look like a fool. Not that I didn't look like too much of a fool already. He made me look like a bigger fool than I already was. So, Mr. Cooper, if you ever see this, I just want to say thank you for making my year. It was one of the best memories I've ever had meeting a celebrity. You were fantastic. I'd like to thank you very much for that memory. It was fun. It was real fun. So that's how I spent my Saturday morning with Alice Cooper, playing one-on-one with him during the 1997 NBA All-Star Weekend. That was a trip, let me tell you. Clouds are coming in again, and I hope the rain stays away. I don't want to be wet again. It's been a good afternoon, just that little bit of rain. It's not too bad. It's now 5:15 in the late afternoon, and we have now graduated from coffee to hot chocolate. Oh, that's good. It is now 53 degrees. It dropped a lot in about an hour. Yeah, it's not getting any warmer. That's why I had to throw the old hat on. I'm trying to decide what I want to do for dinner tonight. Do I want Mountain House chicken tikka masala or chicken and mashed potatoes? I think I'm gonna go with a spicy. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Show you what kind of news guy I really am. I'm a junkie. There's an incident going on in the park right here, right about now. There's a tree down across a roadway in the day use area here in the state park. So here's my app that I use. It's called Rangecast. It's through my work, but I have it on my personal phone too, so I can listen to it when I'm out and about. Yeah, some call it dedication. I call it stupid, but hey, you know. My nephew's going to stop by tomorrow morning. He bought a new pickup truck, traded in his Mazda, and he wants to show it off, and I'm excited to see it for him. He's a little bit older than I am, if you can believe it. He's 63, and I'm 56. His father was my half-brother. Different mothers, of course. That's why he was my half-brother. So my half-brother was born in 1940. My mother was born in 1939. My dad was born in 1906. Yeah. So you do the math. But my dad was a World War II veteran. This past weekend was Memorial Day weekend. He served in the Navy, in the Quartermaster Corps. He made it to the western coast of the United States. He was in the Quartermasters. My wife's father was a World War II veteran also. He was a glider paratrooper, and he saw action on D-Day in France. He never talked about what he did, what he saw. He never wanted to talk about it, and I can understand that. I would have loved to have been able to record what he remembered for posterity. I know the Smithsonian was looking for people to record World War II veterans because there aren't many around anymore. They're getting there up in age, and I would have liked to have been able to document at least some of what he saw, what he could remember or wanted to remember. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But yeah, man, we owe our veterans so much. Yeah, it's without them, you know, no telling where this country would be right now. But if you're a veteran, thank you very much for your service. It doesn't go unnoticed by myself and my family, and all the utmost respect to you guys and gals. Cheers. God bless you. So next week, my wife and I are going to be going out to West Virginia. We're going on a working, I believe it's a sheep farm, but it should be nice. I'll try and record some of it. My wife doesn't want to be in the videos, so I'll try and avoid getting her as much as possible. But they're a working sheep farm, I believe, so we're looking forward to that. It'd be a nice getaway. We're not bringing our dog. Just too much of a hassle this time. After next week, in about 4 more days, actually in about 11 days, my wife and I are going to be heading down to the Outer Banks. We've rented a house down there, and we are so looking forward to it. My wife grew up going down to the Outer Banks. Her family's from that area, and we're just looking to just totally relax. I'll try and provide some video of that when I can. My oldest son and his wife are going to be coming. I don't believe my youngest son is going to be able to. He's pretty backed up at work. His boss has a lot of projects to finish, and he needs my son's help. And speaking of my oldest son, he just got back from a trip to Japan. He was over there for a conference about computing. He does something with eye tracking and tracing. He's going for his doctorate in computer science. He wants to be a professor, and I keep getting on his case. Why you no doctor yet? And he's getting there. But yeah, he's pretty remarkable. I'm blessed with 2 very good kids and a great daughter-in-law. My youngest son is a hockey goalie. He played semi-pro a couple years now here. He played semi-pro in Finland for 2 years. I don't know what he wants to do this year, if he's going to continue. Maybe he might be able to go back overseas again. He'd like to play in England if he could. But yeah, he's not bad. Sometimes the team around him isn't the greatest, but he makes do. I like watching him play. He's really a good goalie. He makes me so proud. Both my kids make me so proud. I have an academic and I have an athlete. And my youngest son also works as a car mechanic, but he works on like modifying Corvettes and Camaros, GM cars, to make him go a little bit faster. He also he drives a Porsche, 1987 Porsche, where he's going to put a LS engine in it. And oh my God, the work that he has put into that car is amazing. And I just hope he's safe enough when he drives, because being in the news, I don't want to cover an accident that he's been in. So I think I'm going to retire early tonight. I was up kind of early, and I had a burst of energy for some reason, and I cleaned out my side of our closet, and I got about a contractor's bag full of clothes that don't fit me anymore to donate. I've lost around 137 pounds so far. I used to be 368. Now I'm down to 231. I know I don't look it, but that's what I am. I'm still trying to lose. And I'm trying to get down to 210, 205, 200. Being 6'3", I carried it well, but I still looked horrible. In fact, I'll throw up a picture right up here. It was me when I met Danny Trejo and shot a story about him filming a movie in Cleveland. I'm almost unrecognizable. My wife showed me a photo of me with the boys when they were really little, and I couldn't believe it. I've changed so much. I have more energy, hence the cleaning of the closet, or the purge, as I call it. I've lost the size of a pretty decent sized human being, and I'm still hoping to get down more. It's given me the opportunity and the drive to want to go out and camp and get outdoors. And I think I mentioned it last time. My last video, I mentioned some people that I look up to, and admire for what they do when they do their camping videos and their backpacking videos. There's a gentleman I neglected to add, and his YouTube channel is Rambling On, and he's an Irish man. And I get a kick out of watching him. So the gentleman who runs Rambling On, the YouTube channel, is named Jason. I'll put his information down here somewhere. Follow him. You'll love him. Once again, the beautiful scenery that he is surrounded by, his outlook on life. I appreciate what he does so much. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. More sirens out this area. I'm listening to the scanner right now to find out what's going on. This is the area I cover. I'm camping in the area I cover right now. I cover like 4 or 5 different counties for what I do. And it's the county I live in is the size of Rhode Island, pretty much. Not to mention the outlying counties. I cover like 3 or 4 other outlying counties. So I'm always going somewhere, always doing something.
On 215 Church Street, New House Funeral Home, automatic fire alarm, pack 5.
Oh, it's an automatic fire alarm at a funeral home. 9 times out of 10, those turn into be nothing. So we'll listen and see. I think I'm going to consider making dinner. I don't want to eat too late, but I think I'm going to go with the chicken tikka marsala. I also have bison stew. I might have that. I might save that. I think I'm going to save that. I think I'm going to have the tikka masala, the Mountain House tikka masala. I'm going to go make some right now. Yeah. Oh, that's looking really good. Ooh. Nice and hot. So the camera I'm recording this on now is a DJI Action Cam 5. It was purchased off of Mac.bid. I won it. It was listed as damaged, would not power on. Doors would not be able to open. They couldn't get the doors open. And no battery. I got it for $62 on auction. When I picked it up, I was able to open the doors up right away. There was a battery inside. and you could see sand and what looked to be salt water that was inside of it. And there was a black mark where the battery had made contact with the contacts internally. I think whoever had the camera before me used it, damaged it, and returned it. I bought it knowing that it was damaged. It would not power on. So I contacted DJI to see if they could repair it and what the cost would be. And they told me to send it in and they would take a look at it. 3 days later, I get an email stating that they would replace it for free. And I told them that I had purchased this at an auction site. I'm not the original owner. And that it had obviously been used and damaged. And they wrote me back saying that it didn't matter, that it was under warranty, and that they would honor it. And they gave me a brand new camera, brand new battery, and they gave me basically a whole new box. It came with the protective sleeve on it and everything. It was incredible. And I just have to say, DJI, you have a customer for life. Even though I wasn't the original purchaser of the camera, you honored the warranty. Now I understand. You buy a car, the warranty lasts 3 years, no matter who's the owner. I get that. But it was damaged in use, and you guys still warrantied it. Whoa. Got a visitor. Hope you caught it. It was a raccoon. He just ran under my car. I know the number one thing to watch on YouTube are animal videos. But number two most watched is people having dinner and eating it in front of a camera. Just watch. Hey! Get out of here! Get! I just had a goddamn raccoon jump up on the picnic table here and try and get away with some of my stuff. I ran him off over here. But, holy cow. I can't believe it. Ballsy little guy. Now I'm gonna have to really wetch my stuff tonight. Gonna go back to trying to enjoy my dinner. Do raccoons like Indian food? Good question. Honest to God, I am really stunned by that. And I don't think his name was Rocky. I'm gonna probably crawl into the tent here after a little while and read. I would say watch YouTube videos, but I really have a book I want to finish, and I want to thank Chris DeRose, reporter from another station here in town, that gave me a book on the Civil War that I'm trying to finish. He gave it to me as a Christmas gift, and it's really fantastic, but I want to take it to where I want to read it while I'm camping. So I'll be back when it's a little bit more dark. I'll be reading by lantern light and enjoying the rest of my firewood, my campfire. Five minutes till 9 Saturday evening, and I just had another run-in with the raccoon. I finished off the last of the firewood here. It's just burning down to ashes. We have another hour until we have to put it out anyways. It should be done by then. I went and made myself one last cup of hot chocolate. And I turn around, and about 8 feet away from me is the raccoon. He came back, and I yelled at him, and he ran off a little bit, ran into the woods, and then he came back out. So I picked up a couple rocks and I threw them at him. And he ran away. He ran away across the street to the campsite over there, over that way. So I don't know. I think everybody around me thinks I'm crazy to begin with for talking to myself, but now I'm yelling at things that they're not seeing, so who knows? I mean, I know I'm a little crazy. Man. But it's been a good night tonight. It's been a good day today. It's been a good night tonight. I'm glad I was able to share some of my stories with you. I don't know if you can hear that off in the distance. The engines. That's the Keystone Raceway. It's nearby here, nearby the state park here. And it's pretty impressive. Well, I'm going to put that back on when I sleep. But right now, I'm inside my tent. And of course, I forgot my cable that goes from the wireless receiver to the camera, so I'm just going to get this through the microphone on top of the camera here. It sounds like crap, but what are you going to do? I had another run-in with the raccoon. I think I told you about that. I talked to a park ranger here, and she said they're going to look to take care of it, but there's not a whole lot they can do. It's their mating season, and they're looking for food. And so, yeah. But anyways, hopefully Rocky will stay the hell away. So I'm going to read a little bit more. And then I may watch a couple YouTube videos that I missed. Maybe do a little bit more reading. And then I'm going to head on off to bed. I know I'll get up in the middle of the night and have to pee. That's okay. As an old man, I'm used to that. I hope that everything goes well for you and yours, God willing. I'll give you updates if the raccoon comes back or bears show up, aliens, Bigfoot. Could be Bigfoot, you never know. Alright guys, you take care, be safe, God bless, and we'll see you in the morning. Bye. Well, good morning guys. It's about 7:15 or so. Almost 7:30 now. Took me a little bit to sit up and get awake. I had a very comfortable night. It got down. Right now it says it is... Right now it says it's 57 degrees. I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, it says it's 43 degrees outside. So the nature hike sleeping pad that I used kept me extremely comfortable. I'm a side sleeper, I'm a back sleeper. I sleep all except for my stomach. And I slept fantastic. It was comfortable, kept me warm. There's no moisture on the inside of the tent. Had a really good night. The nature hike sleeping bag that I have, it's not for cold weather. It was right out its comfort range. I felt fantastic in it, and I also used a Sherpa quilt as well. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's got like a fleece lining underneath it, and it is really warm, and I felt wonderful. I'm going to get cleaned up in here, and then I'm going to go and make some coffee and start to tear the tent down and wait for my nephew to show up. And we're going to have breakfast. We're going to make breakfast here, I think. And should be good. All right, guys. See you in a little bit. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to tear my tent down right down here. My nephew's coming. We're going to meet up, and then we're going to be heading off to get breakfast. I hope everybody has a great week, and hopefully I'll see you next weekend. God bless, take care, and stay out of the news.